Steer clear. A Wrangler had to take care, I should say, of business on I-75, but this was no Jeep. Tonight on The Edge, we have a story that is all bull.
Drivers had to move over to avoid a collision with a cow. Fox News' Dave Spencer joins us live with more on how our heroes lassoed Lester. This isn't a story you cover every day, Dave, here.
No, definitely not. No, we've seen our fair share of dash cam provided by Michigan State Police, right, of chases going on freeway, but this is pretty unusual by those standards here, even at Fox 2. Now, what it shows is a cowboy chasing a steer on I-75 and catching him just before that steer jumps into oncoming traffic. Tonight, we had a chance to talk with one of those wranglers who was able to bring Lester back where he belongs.
In 20 years of living in Holly, never would imagine chasing a cow down 75 with a Wrangler.
The dash cam video released by Michigan State Police plays like a trailer for a hit show.
He started going and the cowboy lassoed him and that was it.
But this was real life. Clay Philpott does not play a cowboy on TV. He's a man from Holly who saw a post on Facebook about a missing steer from a neighbor and decided to help.
Saturday after work, I went there and started looking around, and I found him.
Clay told the owner, who told him that steer named Lester had been on the loose for 6 weeks, so they didn't want to lose track of him now.
Sunday came around, and that's when the show began.
They called in some professional help, cowboys from Jackson County.
They left out with their horses to go track them to see if they could find them.
A 7-hour chase ensued.
They were trying to get the dogs to push them away from 75 up the ridge and into the gravel pit. But it didn't work out that way.
Then came their moment.
The cowboy called us and was like, hey, we need you right now. He is on 75, he's getting ready to cross.
On horseback, ATVs, and a side-by-side vehicle, they tried to corral Lester.
He's a strong guy. He's about 1,000 pounds. He full booked it and cut behind all of us and started crossing 75.
And just as the steer tried to cross the median,
blessing that he didn't get hurt, nobody else got hurt, and he got in the trailer and he got home and he was back to his family and happy.
A happy ending for sure. Now we're told Lester is safe and secure at a place called the Devoted Barn, which is a nonprofit animal rescue. Reporting live in Oakland County, Dave Spencer on The Edge.
Dave, that video is just crazy to watch, but do we know how Lester got out in the first place?
Yeah, that's something they're still looking into. All that we can say is that a post on the Devoted Barn addressed that. The person responsible said that he's a strong-willed animal, and where there's a will, there's a way, but I'm guessing they're going to keep a close eye on him, at least for the time being.
Yeah, maybe secure it, re-secure it. All right, Dave, thank you.
Wow, pretty incredible. So for what it's worth, today was a pretty nice day to go out for a run. Can't totally blame that bull.
No,
really, right?
It looks like we had a nice week ahead too. And here's Rich Luderman with our forecast. Rich?
Taryn Roop, we have a long dry stretch that continues right into the Memorial Holiday weekend. I want to show you high pressure is parked over the Great Lakes. Over the last few days, we've been seeing this high level smoke from distant forest fires way up here in Alberta, and the smoke is making it all the way down to the Great Lakes. So tomorrow, once again, we will likely see that haze out there. Some of the smoke. Notice the active weather down across the southeast, also parts of the Rocky Mountains dealing with some storms, but around here it's all quiet. You can see around Chicago, Muskegon, Grand Rapids, Traverse City looking good, Escoda, out around Tawas, no problems for the rest of tonight. Now here's a camera we don't show you very often. We were talking about Alberta and the fires. This is Banff. This is way up there in the Canadian Rockies, about 45 miles west of Calgary. Sure looks nice. You can see the people there walking on the main street with the mountains in the background. For us today, 75 degrees, pretty nice. 83 in Chicago. Look at that. Green Bay topping out at 80. Now tomorrow, we have a good chance to get up to 80 degrees. Official high today, 75 at the airport, 51 in the morning low. Pretty close to where we should be. There are your records. And that sunset continues to get later and later. 8:54 this evening. Right now, 51 Ann Arbor. That's the cool spot. 60 in Lapeer, 59 Port Huron, 57 over in Windsor. The flow is very light from the south and east, and that's going to keep us with temperatures falling very much lower. They'll get down into the 50s, but over the last couple of mornings, we've had a few spots in the 40s. Not the case. 69 right now in Chicago and way up there in Ironwood. Look at the heat in the western UP. 54 Pellston to our south, 65 in Columbus. Some hot spots out west. Fargo made it to 90 today. Storms around Orlando right now. They're at 74. But for us, high pressure parked over the mid-Atlantic is going to give way. And watch what happens next. A cold front comes our way from the north. Now, this is going to come through dry. It's going to be breezy on Wednesday. Then it's going to be cooler on Thursday. With the passage of that front, you'll see it all in the 7-day forecast. Comfortable tonight, just a few clouds, down to 53. Tomorrow's a good-looking day. Again, there'll be some high, thin clouds. There'll be a bit of smoke in the upper levels of the atmosphere, but that's not going to stop us from getting up to 80 degrees tomorrow. Plenty of hazy sunshine, and then notice how temperatures do fall off Wednesday into Thursday, but then we are looking good. Let's change that. We're looking great into the holiday weekend. Memorial Day is a week from today. Roop will check it for you starting at 4 a.m.
Rich, thanks so much. We'll talk to you then. Some emergency repairs will shut down a busy stretch of highway tomorrow morning. At 9 a.m., eastbound I-96 will be reduced to one lane from Wixom to Beck Road to prepare for the repairs. From 10 a.m. until 3 p.m., eastbound I-96 will close from Wixom to I-275 for emergency drainage structure repair. All on-ramps are closed east of this location. As we kick off grilling season, a Clausen family is sharing a warning for others.
Yes, this after their house went up in flames during a Mother's Day cookout. The Lockwood family tells us one of the embers from the outdoor grill found its way to the deck and lit the propane tank. They say it turned it into a flamethrower, pointing it to the side of the house where a 16-month-old girl was sleeping. Fortunately, they got the baby out of the house in time, but the home suffered major damage.
Unfortunately, the water damage, the smoke damage, and the soot damage has pretty much compromised the entire house. They're going to end up ripping it all down to the studs.
The family also managed to save the dog from the fire. We're told they'll be out of their home for up to a year for the renovation. The family set up a GoFundMe for anyone interested in helping them replenish baby items. The last active criminal case related to the Flint water crisis is thrown out by a judge.
The judge reluctantly told the court that he understands the need for justice, but decisions had to be made. With that, 2 counts of willful neglect of duty against former Flint Public Works Director Howard Croft were dismissed. The judge cited a Michigan Supreme Court ruling from nearly a year ago that said a lone grand juror cannot be used to issue a direct indictment. Charges were previously dropped against former Governor Rick Snyder for the same reason. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel has appealed previous dismissals. Well, Bo Schembechler's time as the head coach of Michigan football spanned more than 2 decades.
And his son's time on the football staff lasted less than a week. Glenn Schembechler has resigned as assistant director of recruiting after the university became aware of social media activity that they say caused pain in the community. Schembechler's Twitter feed reportedly contained posts that suggested slavery and Jim Crow were positives to strengthen Black individuals and families. In a statement, Schembechler acknowledged he owes an unabashed and unequivocal apology to hundreds of friends and fellow coaches in the Black community and all communities.
Not a ban, it's a travel advisory warning you against travel in those areas could be bad for your health, mentally, academically, socially, politically. So beware.
The NAACP issuing a travel warning for the state of Florida. They say a recent string of bills from the state's lawmakers and its Republican Governor Ron DeSantis are hostile toward African Americans, people of color, and LGBTQ individuals. Recently, Governor DeSantis and his administration pushed against an AP African American history class, the inclusion of diversity programs at state colleges, and also passed the Stop Woke Act, which restricts conversations about race in the classroom and workplace.